G'day everyone, I'm Dave, thank you for joining me. I never thought I would have heard the word nano and banana in the same sentence. I mean, I know there's small bananas, but nano banana is a very interesting term and it's about to take the world by storm. If you've got Photoshop shares, I'd probably start to worry. So today's video, the first thing I'm going to do is talk about Nano Banana because oddly enough, I had a very important discussion with the CEO of a very large manufacturing company in Bangkok a couple of days ago. I sat down with this guy and I basically got him to tell me everything about his business. Now, I'd already discussed AI in the past and he's a very smart guy, so he actually knows a lot about AI and a lot about how things work, but it's really interesting when you break it down and how you phrase the questions on what you know or what you don't know. And I know that sounds silly, but when you have the context of what can actually be done and you're unaware of what can be done, then you rephrase your ideas differently. For example, we're on Earth, we've got a set of ideas. If we're on Mars, we might have another set of ideas. Probably not a great metaphor, but that's the same thing. You would probably ask different questions and have different ideas if you were on another planet, but you're on Earth. But AI has just got so crazy, you really need now to stop and you need to understand what it can do. It's not far from science fiction. So let me rephrase this. The best way to start a discussion about AI, I believe now, is to point out, let's look at what we do now, everyday activities that we do. What can we use AI intelligence for to do it better, faster, cheaper? Okay, that is an easy concept to get across. The next concept is a bit harder. What can AI do that really we've never been able to do before? So if we break it into those two camps and then structure our questions about our business and our operations, we start to see a different light. We start to open up doors and different ideas. So in the video today, with the very recent release of Nano Banana, which is an imaging tool that is going to be another step forward in what we can do with images, and it backs up my argument that within 12 months, images, professional quality, everything that we see will be white noise. White noise, because we're going to be bombarded with this stuff. You will not know what is real and what is not real. When it comes to advertising and getting clients, this will never change. You need your business, no matter what you're selling, you still need to attract clients. But the way we attract clients has been chucked out the door. You can't just go and pay for Google and Facebook ads anymore. You can't do fancy videos to attract. Even the influencers could be AI. You don't know. But one thing that will never change, humans talk to each other. We have conversation. You need to own the conversation. You need to be in the conversation about your brand. Now, when you're in the conversation and you are then recommended by your AI assistant, there is no more going to websites. There is no more looking at pretty pictures. You basically will say to your AI assistant, I want to buy blah. Tell me the best thing I can get, where I can get it, and how I can get it. Bang, it comes back and says, you should buy this, Dave, I recommend this, right? Then you might say, oh, what's it look like? Bang, there's an image on your phone. Oh, that's what it looks like. Oh, can you show me some videos? Yeah, fantastic, excellent. Images are very important. We are multimodal, the AI is multimodal, but we've got to cut through it. How are we going to cut through it when you can't use images? You've got to use referrals and recommendations, and to do that, you need to be cited by the LLMs so they can recommend your product. And the only way to do that is be part of the conversation. Now, obviously, images are powerful, but they are going to be more and more and more and more ignored, more white noise. So let's duck down to the video. So the Nano Banana bit, I want to show you first. Now, Nano Banana has not been released yet. I believe that it will be released by Google. The rumor has it will be the next Google product, which in a way is just mind-blowing because you work it out. What I did 2 months ago with Photoshop, which was really the only proper way you could take an image of something and then you put it on another image, to get character consistency has been really difficult. VO3 has made life a lot easier, and certainly Sora wasn't too bad, but you've always had a problem with this consistency. When you've got consistency of character and background and everything else, the sky's the limit as to what you can produce. So that consistency, if a large company like Google give it away for free, why would you pay Adobe for any of their stuff? So what I also said to this CEO was, the problem is when I say to people, if you don't understand AI, you're going out of business. It is that stark. I don't know whether people remember when mobile phones first came along. Oh, what do you want a camera? A phone is a phone for ringing people. Everyone now uses it as a camera, right? Everyone uses it as a multimedia device, as a TV. It started out as a phone. People got used to it because they had no choice. It became ubiquitous, is what they do. So you've got a phone and you actually use that phone for making phone calls, supposedly, but you don't. You use it for everything else. What happened to Kodak film? Disappeared overnight, literally overnight. This is what's happening now. Businesses that don't understand it, that don't get ahead of the curve, and I'm not being alarmist, will disappear. Like a huge company like Adobe. If all of a sudden Google do release this and they make it free, right? And then all of a sudden another company that was doing something goes out of business, and then all of a sudden they decide to put their prices up. What's another $10? That's okay, I can do my images now, I can do this, I can do that. The big companies have won. They've won the model. But all the small guys down here are still going to be there. You're still going to go and buy a cup of coffee somewhere. You're still going to want to take the kids to a park. You're still going to want to go and do stuff. So it's the small businesses that need to understand it. We can't control what the big businesses do, but we can control what we do. And the starting point is to have an understanding. And the best way to understand is to look at it two ways. So today, let's go right down here. Now, here I am down here. Okay, we will have a look at this. Now, this video I'm using from Matt Wolf's presentation, which he's also grabbed from somewhere else, but it just shows how fast this stuff has actually taken off. So let's have a look at this. I'll play this bit here. Okay, so that's an original created photo that was probably generated with AI. Through Nano Banana, they've asked it to position the two girls on a pool table, right? Same character consistency, right? If you look at the background and you look at everything else. The next one was now take them and make them play pool. Okay, now it does look a bit strange because there's pool cues that are still on the ground. But basically the point is you can create these images, upload an image and make the image go somewhere. And we'll have a play with it in a minute, right? So that is one thing. Okay, that's fine. Advertising, white noise, whatever you want to call it. But now you can do it very, very quickly. You don't need to try and build all the scene, position people naturally and do everything else. So that straight away, one prompt, done. Quality, immaculate. The next image they gave here, small girls sitting in a bar, make them hold cocktail glasses. Bang. You would not know that that is not a real image, right? The character consistency is amazing. Next one, put it in the middle with a human being that looks like Iron Man. Make him hug him. All right, bang, there it is. You would not know. If someone sent you that as an Instagram shot, you wouldn't have a clue. So I'm going to get out of here for a minute. Go back here. So that's one example, right? Now, okay, that's fine. That's something that you could do before, but it would take a long, long time to do, right? You'd have to get the image, you'd have to insert it, you'd have to get the shading, and you would spend hours and hours and hours in Photoshop doing that. So that's not something that hasn't been able to be done. That's something that you've just 100x'd the time that it would take to do. Literally, under a minute, bang. It would take days to be able to get that perfection. Then you need the next one, the next one, the next one, let alone video. But how about something that you really have never been able to do? And I'm talking never been able to do. So, the history of photographs. Everyone's got a big bag of photographs from history. Grandmother's, grandfather's photograph. Who's this photo of? I have no idea, whatever. Now AI opens up whole new opportunities for people to bring back their life together, right? So we'll have a look at the next part of the video down here, all right? This is colorizing. Okay, so we'll go back, I'll play this now, and you'll see exactly what I mean. Everyone has got old photos somewhere. This is what you can do now with one prompt. You take an old grainy photo of a family, somewhere in your past or whatever, an important image. That is mind-blowing. That is totally mind-blowing. That could have been taken today. What you can then do is you can create video from that. You can animate it. You can bring it back to life. We've never been able to do this before. Okay, there has been colorizing film, but not to this level, not to this quality. Like even that, just the color. This one is amazing. A grainy old photo, taken probably, in the 50s or whatever, old film camera, brought back. The depth is just stunning, absolutely stunning. Let's go back and have a look at that. That is really amazing. I find that incredible. Let's have a look. We'll go back here and pause it, just because it's so good. So now we're talking. See it now? all of a sudden, humans could not do this without the help of AI and the compute to be able to create that image. That is what I mean. You've got to think about what can be done now that could never have been done before. Never before. So what I want to do now, the only way, there's no access to Nano Banana yet, but the way to do it, there is a place that compares, and it's a bit of luck of the draw, what you get. Okay, now what this does is, this is how they compare things. So you want to find what LLM writes the best language, what LLM does the best computer code, what LLM does the best images, right? So in a case like this image comparison site, we'll go down here. Okay, it wants to make sure I'm human. Image arena, it's verifying that I'm alive. Yes, that's funny, isn't it? There's a machine asking me if I'm a human. I'm asking the machine if it's a machine, and it's asking me if I'm human. Here we go. Yes, it's verified me as human. All right. Vote in advance. Okay. So what LM Arena does, it basically compares. It will say you put in a prompt and you want it to write an essay for you or whatever. It will just blindly, you don't know what models are what, it will just print out the two and you go, this one's good or this one's bad. So they do that for coding, they do that for language writing, they do it for images in particular. So because you can't actually access Nano Banana at the moment, we're going to put a few images in and we see what we come up with, and hopefully we'll get Nano Banana and you'll be able to see what Nano Banana does. But not just that, because I'm talking about what we can do now that we've never been able to do. It doesn't matter what model produces the image, you'll get the point. So what you need to do is, this is free by the way, and you can generate as much as you want, and it does help. It helps the audience and people know about AI to see what's good. You need to click on generate. Okay, so down here, this is where the LM Arena is. Let me move my little spot down here. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to make sure we click on generate images, because that's what we're going to generate. So now let's seed it with an image. Now with Sutherland Sally, when I was creating Sutherland Sally, I basically had it in such a way, let's say we view some of these images, large icons so we can see here. All right, so this image here, for example, was Sally sitting on a beach. Now, before I do the two elements, I want to see if that will change what it does. So make the character look more in shot and in proportion. Okay, let's have a look if that is going to do anything. Click on this. Okay, so we don't know. So this actually uses two different types of models, and we don't know what the models are. Now, hopefully we will get Nano Banana, and that way we can compare. But Quen, which is a fantastic model as well, is quite good. There's lots of image models and we just do not know which one we're going to get. So my point is, they're just getting better and better and better. Now, this Nano Banana, all the rave, let's see how good it actually is if we happen to get our bananas, as they say. So what I've done there is, this is an image that I've done in Photoshop. Okay, so it's certainly improved upon my master image. I think this one looks far more natural. So let's select right is better, and we'll just have a look and see what model did what. I think that looks quite good, that one. Got it. Okay, so it will tell us shortly what the model was that actually produced that image. Okay, so that was Flux and Quen. Okay, they're quite good as well. So I'm going to download that one just as a matter of interest. Now, let's try something a little bit different. Let's go back into the model here, and I'll just refresh that, get it out of the way. Oh, refresh it. Is it going to? Got it. Okay, that should get me back to there. Now, this time, I want to insert some more images. So we'll have to go back here. Okay, we'll get back into there. All right, let's go. So, same deal. Let's image generate and add two images. Now, this time, the two images are the ones that I used to make this image up. So that's the image we originally looked at. I want to take the master image. This is what I would normally have to do in Photoshop. And then I also want to take the background. So let's see how it produces. Okay, place the character, and it's always good to use character rather than human, or place the picture, or place the human, or place the person, because character doesn't set alarm bells to the LLM, because it knows it's a character and it's not generally a photo of someone you're trying to manipulate, though now you can manipulate anything. Place the character. on the grass in a natural position. Now, again, I would have to do this in Photoshop. It would take time to do it in Photoshop. Let's see what the character consistency comes out like, and let's see if we can actually get Nano Banana. Are we going to have luck with our banana today, as they say? All right, let's have a look here. Generating. Certainly the speeds are phenomenal. You go back even a year and a half ago, you could just not produce the quality images that you can produce now. Okay, well, I wouldn't say that's a natural looking position, but okay. That one I think is far more natural looking out of the two. That one looks like she's sort of floating in the air. I think the right is better. I think the right's quite good. Okay, let's have a look and see what, got it. What model actually produced it? Drum roll, please, folks. Are we going to get our Nano Banana? Oh, security verification. Yes, continue. Okay. Please complete this click security check. Okay. Didn't expect that in the middle of a live video. Oh, there we go. It's disappeared. There you go. Oh, we got our Nano Banana. Thank you, Mr. Security Check. Well done. All right. So that is Gemini Flash and that is Nano Banana. And we can see the quality of that. Let's download that image and take a closer look at it. That is very, very good. So far, I must say Nano Banana does look quite impressive. Proportion to the chair is probably not right, but the two images weren't too bad. Yeah, okay, let's try one more. Go back here. Now we're at Nano Banana time. We'll get out of here. All right, we'll go back into here, back and back. It's going to take us back to the image now. Make the character, this is the test. Stand and throw the ball. Yeah, that should work. Throw the ball. Throw the ball. Let's see what happens here. Move my image out of the way here so I can click on the button. Okay. Now, so that's fairly straightforward. We've taken the actual image itself. That was two components and it's done, basically stitched it together, which you can do in Photoshop. Came out pretty well. Let's see what it does when we ask it to do something different. Okay, now it's just created a completely new character because I didn't upload any images. So let's upload some images and see what happens here. We'll go back to home and we'll start a new chat. It's probably easier. All right, this time I'll ensure it. So we'll do the same thing. Let's take that actual image. So that was the master image. I'm going to say, make the character stand and toss the ball into the air. So you can see my logic here. What we've done initially is we've taken that image and we've just got it to fix it. Then we've taken the two elements that I would normally use in Photoshop to create that image. Now we're going to just take an image and we're going to see if it will take the character in that image. Now I've actually uploaded the image and I'm not going to get an American baseball, or I hope, and we'll see what happens. And see if we get our Nano Banana to compare as to what else is out there. But they're all very good. And I mean, and this is like, as I say, it's not going to get worse and worse and worse. It's only going to get better from here. And if you go back a year ago to create this quality high-res image that has depth and has character in such a fast time, it's mind-blowing how quickly this stuff's happening. Okay, perfect. It's taken the image. I think that one on the left definitely looks better. That one doesn't look too bad, but I think the one on the left definitely looks better. Let's find out what model did that. So that is the difference. You've got character consistency in a different position. So you can now create and create and create. You want to sell Coke? Oh, GPT, good old GPT-4. Okay, let's try, we might try that one again. All right, so we'll start a new chat and we'll see if we can get the banana. I'll use the same image and I'll use the same prompt. So I'll just copy this prompt so we've got it right. New chat, same deal, upload the image. That's the original image, right? Paste it in here. And let's see what happens here. Let's see if we get our Nano Banana to compare it. the speed is phenomenal. It is really, really good. Considering, again, this is free. You can come in here and start creating and you might fluke a good image. This certainly will generate a lot of images, and image generation these days is pretty well, I think, reached the point where you will not know whether it's an actual image or not. Okay, let's have a look here. Oh, they both look pretty good. They both look really good, actually. That one, oh wow, that is pretty stunning. Let's say the one on the right is better, only because I think the ball is better positioned. Now, let's have a look if we got our Nano Banana and what model actually created this. In the meantime, I'm going to plug my machine in here because in the real world, we need to have power to run things. Oh, there we go. We've got our screen back. Let's have a look. Ah, that was Quen. Ah, now, see, yeah, that Japanese. The Chinese model is really, really good. All right, we'll give it one more go and we'll see if we can get our Nano Banana. So again, new chat. Same deal, we'll paste the same thing in, upload the same image, third time lucky maybe, see what we can get. But I'm certainly impressed with all of those ones. They're all very, very good. And again, there's another new model. Is Nano Banana going to, take the crown of image generation? But certainly character consistency is great. And those models as well took the character and put it in the position that we wanted it. Look at the speed here, it's astonishing. Very, very good. Are we going to get our banana? Let's have a look at what we get. Again, both pretty good, very similar. I think this one actually, I think the character consistency on the left is really good. Really good. Yeah, these are pretty good things. Very good. Okay, let's have a look if we got our Nano Banana. Yes, we have our bananas. We have some bananas today. Nano Banana. Let's download this. Quen and Nano, they're both very, very good models. Let's have a look at this. 2.1 meg, big file. Look at that. Look at the clarity of that. That is very, very, you would not know if that's a real image or not. You can just see the placement of the ball, the way the eyes follow the ball, the hand, the positioning. It looks really, really natural. So I rest my case. Images and advertising will become white noise. They are just too easy to produce. You're going to be able to churn them out at a rate of knots. And I can basically promise you that you are not going to be influenced by images like you were, but you will be influenced by recommendations from your trusted source. And guess who your new trusted source is? Your AI assistant. Because guess what, guess what, world? We're all going to have an AI assistant, and we're just going to ask it what we want, and it will come back with the answer. That will be the new form of trust. You need to own the conversation. You need to get out there. The example I gave about Kodak changing things overnight, I think this is a great example. We are in that stage now. So don't be scared of AI. Embrace what is different. Embrace AI. You need to understand it at least to be able to continue if you are in business. Like I said, what can AI do now to 10x, 100x our current productivity in our current operation? What can it do that has never been able to be done before? Think of those two things, apply them to your business, and feel free to contact me above, below, or any way you like. I'm more than happy to talk. Thanks for your time, and I will catch you in the next one.